Hey there, YouTube fam. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining me this round. Let's go ahead and do some tarot, shall we? Some good old tarot. Okie dokie. Just making sure I got the right people, you know what I'm saying? I like to stick to the positive vibes. And where the camera is, I'm worried it's going to be bouncing with me, so thank you for your patience. Let's see, what kind of positive vibes can we share with the YouTube fam? Whoop. Today, the comic with the archetypes. I mean, I just came out and kind of did a little dance over my hands. So, I feel like comics have a tendency to get a bad rep. You know, people tend to, like, where's the line is the first thing that I think of. But what all too often tends to happen with comedians and people who are funny and making sure the mood is lightened and all of that is they know what it's like to be in the darkness, to be depressed, to, you know, stress and worry about things and pain and all those yada yadas. And it's for so many people wanting to help others to not feel like they have, like, ever, right? And I'm pretty sure that that's the main thing with the comic. It's not a matter of lowbrow or whatever the heck, because really those tend to be the more intelligent people, right? Because they can read the room like that. They have, like, with some people there's empathy and whatnot, and it's not like, I don't quite mean it like that, but you know, maybe from the same family. I don't know, words, right? They're able to acknowledge things that most people are uncomfortable with and still be able to lighten the mood, right? Most comedians, if you watch their specials, they'll get you with the jokes and all that stuff, but then they bring in the civil rights issues, the serious things that most of the time, you know, you don't necessarily want to walk into the room if you know that's coming up. But by the time they bring it up, you've warmed up to them, right? They knew how to get you and to draw you in, to take them seriously, right? And they're not wasting the opportunity. But what I'm really feeling is like a sense of, you want to lighten the mood. You want to help others to never feel what you have felt. There goes my camera, you know? And yeah, that's what I'm, that's, you can it? Why are words so hard? They're hard because I push record. Oh! How about the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck, shall we? I'm such a dancer, even my camera's dancing. Welcome to YouTube. What are the positive vibes from this deck to share with YouTube? Okie dokie. Boop doop, cut that deck. Okay. Justice is coming. That's the Witch card. So on the bottom, we have Mural, be your own first priority. Okay, what was on the bottom of the archetype? Sorry, I didn't check. The Stone. Interesting pairing there. Because, like, think about stones and rocks and such. They're old AF. They're not budging. The only thing that really gets them to change or move are things like water, like being in a river for 15,000 years. You know what I mean? They are solid. They are real, is what's coming to mind. So I feel like that goes very well with the comic card and the vibe that I'm getting from that. Now with Witch, Justice is coming. It can go either way, right? When it comes to things like justice, you know, think of the tarot card Justice, right? That's usually speaking of karmic balances and the like, or court proceedings and stuff like that. But with the Mural card on the bottom, the be your own first priority, I feel like we're in the realm of being fucked over and trying to move on and being reminded you don't have to do anything. Like, I don't understand why pettiness has become such a cool thing these days, at least here on YouTube, right? Because it's such a waste of your energy. I feel that those assholes don't deserve your attention and your energy. That's where I'm coming from, just so that you know, for full transparency and fairness, right? It feels like a waste of energy for if you like revenge and vengeance. I mean, okay, there's a line. I'm very protective of my people, but you know what I mean? Like, if we're just talking about bullshit and just a shitty coworker being a douche nozzle, then that's their problem. So the vibe I'm getting with these cards is that something happened and someone screwed you over and you really want to give them a taste of their own medicine. But the problem with that, I think Kona wants the top. Oh, Kona ditches again. You're being reminded that they don't deserve your energy. They're going to do whatever they're going to do. And what's in their path, because this is such a time for balancing, isn't it? This has been such a time for transformation. We've been talking about it for a while now. And you don't have to give people a taste of their own medicine. They're getting it all on their own, because that's how it actually works. You don't need to know. You don't need to be present to be there, right? Because more than likely, you're not the only person they screwed over, right? If our minds create our realities, then be glad you're not them. And may they handle it with grace, because swiggity swooty, something's coming for that booty. Let's move on to the tarot and see if we can get some clarification. But, you know, if there's something that you did do that you really feel like you need to atone for or something, then make sure you're taking it with grace, right? I like to say that the past, the only thing it has for you right now is wisdom, because you've already felt those emotions. You've already felt that betrayal. That was then, this is now, and we're moving on, right? Yes. All right. Whoop, whoop. And they're flying. Guess what landed on the floor face up, fam? The Wheel of Fortune. Bouncy goes the camera. But we also have the Two of Pentacles for balance. She crunching on some kibble. Don't mind Kona. Okay, well, let's do a good old shuffle. I'm seeing the Six of Wands and the Knight of Cups while I'm shuffling, if that means anything for you. Let's cut the deck. Boop, into 3. Pull in the middle to the top and boosh. Card 3 is the Moon. I'm just going to point out that there are only 3 tarot cards on my desk right now, and 2 of them are major arcana. When you're seeing a lot of major arcana, they're a bit serious in the messaging. There's a point being made. And the Moon is following right directly underneath that Justice, that which justice is coming card. I love how she's standing there like looking like, what shall we use today? Shall I bust out the sword or the shit kicking freaking baseball bat? Card 4 is the Five of Wands. Okay. So coming up underneath the Two of Pentacles, we're drawing the 10 of Swords. We officially have 2 10s on the table. And then under the Wheel of Fortune is the Knight of Pentacles. This has taken some time, eh? Maybe you feel like you've had some false starts, or you keep being told this is a new cycle and all that stuff, and you're still waiting for it. But when I'm looking at the Moon card, the question is, okay, but is it still just more of the same that you're doing? And there goes the camera dancing again. Or are you actually going into the unknown? Are you willing to recognize that you've come so far and you're capable of pulling that off too? Like, what's up? Coming up underneath that Moon is the King of Pentacles. Oh, so I just drew the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Boom, boom, right after the 10 of Swords. Interesting. Under the Five of Wands is the Three of Pentacles. Also interesting. Okay. What's up, Kona baby? Hmm? You okay? She's like, do I need to go to the bathroom or can I have some more kibble? You making room? Oh no, pray for me, Fan. The final card, Fan, is the Five of Pentacles. Okay. On the bottom, I feel better, is the Ace of Pentacles. All right, let's talk. So we have the Two of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords underneath. Have I sat here and referred to things as the wrong cards again? I have a tendency to do that. Which makes sense because with the end of a cycle brings in the beginning of a new one, right? And we need more balance going on. And we need to not be so worried about linear paths and the doing, I like to say, the ABC, just so you can get to the XYZ. Like, where's the rest of the dang alphabet, man? You're missing out on the whole journey. Why would you do that? I understand that when things really suck, you just want to hit fast forward, skip to the next part, because I'm done with this one. But we also have the Five of Wands here, which tends to speak of ego. So that was quick. Woo! And to have the Wheel of Fortune with the Knight, with the Knight of Pentacles underneath that, really, like, cards like the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun and the Star really tend to speak of like a little breaky poo. Like, okay, that dark night of the soul, that difficult time is over with. We're moving on to bigger and better, hopefully, right? So I really like that they came up after the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. The problem that I have with the Ten of Swords is all too often one of these swords, at the very least, is self-inflicted. I feel like all too often, and I brought this up in the video talking about the Eights and Nines of Swords, all too often when we have crappy people in our lives who are just feeding us that toxic bull all day, every day. This is a lot of betrayal, a lot of pain that you've been dealing with. And with the swords being the mind, that makes me wonder who in your life even knows. Has this all been internal things that you've been going through while, you know, just wanting to make people smile? These two cards go very hand in hand, unfortunately, right? But something tells me that this change is it's long coming. Like, a lot of buildup, a lot has been going on leading to this change, leading to this cycle ending and a new beginning coming in, the odds being ever in your favor, right? If you research the Wheel of Fortune, there's so much esoteric symbolage going on here. If symbolage is not a word, it is now, it's okay, going on here to just remind you that we should be honoring the ebb and flow. We should be honoring the balance and the singularity and our path. That even when things are crappy, life is still a gift. That's all a part of it. We gain so much wisdom and resiliency. It sucks in the moment. I'm still not meaning to discredit that. But that too shall pass, right? My favorite thing about the Ten of Wands is that here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. And then we have this golden, like, you know what I mean? Your survival is worth it. And this kind of crap, this is also someone who has a tendency to be the reason why people have no idea, right? Because you don't want to bring them down with you. You understand and you respect the flow of energy, and you don't want to share your sadness, your anger, your frustrations, your fears. You don't want to infect others the way you've been infected in life. You don't want to do that to them. Right? So you try to be kind. You try to take one on the chin and just be like, oh, no, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'm just going to be over here. Just, it's but a flesh wound. Do you know what I mean? And like, you deserve to be cared for. You deserve to have a support system. You do, period. And you're being reminded that balance is key. Even the good stuff. Anything in excess is bad, even the good stuff, right? And life isn't linear, it's cyclical. It's always going to catch you and make sure that you're learning your lessons. I don't like to say that life is going to provide tests. I don't believe in that. I think that if you're learning your lessons, you're going to live like it. You're not going to do that shit anymore. You're not going to set yourself up for bullshit anymore, because you're going to see it coming from a mile away, right? And you're like, no thanks, I wish you the best, but deuces, cause nah, right? And show is Mrs., but boy does she try. The moon isn't just about darkness. That is a full ass moon. It's illuminating things for you. You know what I mean? You're no longer this crawdad, crustacean, whatever the heck on the bottom. You're no longer a mere animal who has no self-control, who has no idea what you're doing. Oh my goodness. Even when you're crazy, or not crazy, feeling out of your dang mind, like you're lost and have no idea what you're going, you're still aware. You're still you. And you have... Girl, thank you, actually, Kona. Good timing. This is a reminder of how much you've learned. That even if you feel like you're losing your mind, even if you feel like it's all lost and whatever, it's not. You're not done yet. You have so much, crunch, crunch. You have so much to enjoy now that you got that crap the bleep out of the way. It's out of the way. The worst can be behind you. There's a loud ass plane. If that's what you want to live, if that's how you want to live. And the reason why I'm vouching for you, whoever this is resonating with so much, is because I'm looking at the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is extremely generous. The King and the Queen. She's the more nurturing side, is what people tend to consider with the masculine and the feminine. The feminine is more like internal and compassionate and nurturing. And the masculine is more like doing it. You know what I mean? Handling it. It's more outward leadership type stuff. But we all know that, you know? But with these particulars, they're extremely generous. Look at that kingdom. It is thriving. Everyone is thriving. Everyone is heard. Everyone is fed. Everyone has a place. Everyone's enjoying their lives. They're well fed. They're well cared for. They are provided for at the very least. And that's you. You don't want to just sit in some corner feeling sorry for yourself, right? You want to help others. You want them to be happy. I'm looking at you, kid. And the Five of Wands over the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles speaks to me of co-creating with the divine. But it's also, this is a very pentacle heavy reading. We ended up with only two major arcana, but two very particular ones. The Wheel of Fortune and the Moon. With the Moon speaking of, you've come so far. Honor that. Honor yourself. And may the odds be ever in your favor, because we're on the upswing. Justice is coming. Justice is here, right? Time keeps on moving, fam. I'm looking at my watch and I'm seeing almost another full moon. And I feel like we just had a new moon. You know what I mean? The Five of Wands speaks of healthy competition, of acknowledging that you have every right to be in any room you step into. You just got to get out of your own way. You got to get your ego, your id out of the driver's seat. That's your spot, right? Because if you're too busy comparing yourselves to others, like people keep saying, like, never meet your idols. How about you stop having idols, yo? Because they're human too. They poop too. You know what I mean? They have no idea how to live your life. No idea. So why are you putting so much on their shoulders? Instead of comparing yourself and thinking that they're, oh, out of your league or whatever the heck. Nah, no one and nothing is out of your league. That's some kind of power trip bullshit, part of the toxicity that we've been fed our whole lives. Get the ego out of the way. Be inspired. People are showing you what's possible. You can become a millionaire on YouTube. You can become a millionaire in freaking social media. You can become an incredibly published author. You can be everywhere, dancing all over the world. What do you want to do? Where do your passions truly lie? Because the fact that this is so many pentacles, I got 10 tarot cards looking at me right now. And numbers, shit. Yeah, 6 of them are pentacles, including the ace and the king, right? The 3 of pentacles. Now, don't just think about money. Remember that that's the earth. That is what sustains you. That is life. That is this material realm, right? So you may be worried and stressed about money. But with the 3 of Pentacles, not only do I think of co-creating with the divine and being in a harmonious, whether it's work or a relationship, a harmonious environment where everyone's doing their part. It's also a card letting you know that this thing that you're working on together, whatever it is that you've begun to put your focus into, is solid. It's going to pay off. The Pentacles, like the Knight of Pentacles and the Page, like, they're not fast. This is the slowest knight in the entire deck. Slow and steady. Daily progress. This isn't for sitting around going, why is nothing happening? And maybe that's what the 5 of Pentacles is trying to say. Why aren't things working the way I expected them to work and such? Why am I seeing other people seemingly advancing further or faster than me? Why am I seeing all this other crap going on? And it's like it can distract you, you know what I mean? And you start slipping back into old habits, but we're moving on from those. We're being reminded, balance. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You have come so far and learned so much, and you've already been putting in the work by existing. I'm seeing your heartbeat here, fam. How much you care for others. And I want you to take all of that care and put it inward. Share it with your damn self for a change. Okay? Maybe you haven't done therapy because of some stigma that you grew up with. How's that worked out for you? Right? I would like to think that this 5 of Pentacles can be flipped and you're no longer worried about it. But that's 2 5s, fam. 2 10s and 2 5s. Goodness, great. And the mural card is 25. Hello. We have a 2 and a 3. But that's it for the real, like, numbers going along with one another. Although the comic is 24 and mural is 25. So that's amusing. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. So these points, to me, that just means that the points when things are, there's repetition going on, there's points being made. And I said that in the beginning. Do you think some points are being made, right? The fact that the Ace of Pentacles came on the bottom of the deck is like, you need to believe in yourself. If you're into affirmations and meditations, I want you to focus on empowerment. That's my recommendation to you. Empower yourself. And remember that you belong in any room that you walk into. Even if it was the wrong, like, oh shit, I got the wrong address, sorry. It doesn't matter, you were there. It was meant to happen. For all you know, it distracted you from some crap that you may have otherwise experienced. Who knows? I'm glad you don't. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. But just remember that these people that you've looked to and you've been, whether it's been jealousy or they've, you know, whatever about it has made you feel unworthy or like, oh goodness, this industry that I'm in is so competitive. For all you know, you inspire them. You can't dictate how others feel and how others react, right? For all you know, you inspire them, fam. The people that, whoever's around that you're in harmony with, including the divine, including the universe, whatever that means for you, you inspire them. You want to help them. So why are you guilt tripping yourself? Why are you thinking that they're better than you? They're human too. We're all human, just trying to figure out what, everyone's just trying to figure out what works for them. You know what I mean? May it not involve poo-pooing on other people's parades, right? But one main point that I want to make about this Five of Pentacles, and then we'll call it good and do the extra notes, is they're in movement. They're not just sitting under that window. I think that's a stained glass window. What do you think it is? They're not just sitting there like, woe is me. I guess I just have to sit here. They're in movement. Always moving forward, right? This Knight feels, the Knight and the Pentacles kind of feel the same to me. It's like now that you've been through all of that, now that you've survived all of that. What am I hearing right now? Here you go. Here you go. Now you know better. Now you know how you can, that even when the worst happens, you still have you. The ability to love and accept oneself, too many of us are robbed of that from childhood, from the dang get-go. And you didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve any of this. But what it did was enable you some strength and resiliency and the ability to figure out like, oh, I have nothing. Well, you have a solid ass foundation. That's what you have. And you can handle it. You can handle anything. Something goes wrong, it's not going to blow you over. It's not going to, you know, you're not a house made of straw, right? When it rains, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how to handle things. You have come so far. What are the extra notes? Because I am a babbling queen today. All right. What are the extra notes for the YouTube fan this round? This comment card always gets me because it looks like a crying cat with a freaking birthday hat. It's like, not the kitty, no. And kitty, you are rank for that, Kona. My mom has been watching so much of that old show Maude with B. Arthur. So all I want to say to Kona right now is God will get you for that. All right? It's so dumb, but it freaking... Someone else's demons think you smell good. I don't think of demons in the way that I used to. That's more a matter of somebody else's negativity is wearing you down. If you can, please get away from them. You know what I mean? Like, if you need to love someone at arm's length, then do so, right? Because you are very loved. Very, very loved. Do you even know? You are very loved. That's what's getting me about this, is I feel like someone really puts themselves through the ringer. They're so well trained with that crap that they just abuse the crap out of themselves. And you are actually very loved. You mean a lot to people. People in your life. I'm not just talking about your ancestors and stuff. You are loved. I don't know why in your mind you can't see that. You forget it, or, you know, I don't know what the specifics are for each individual, but you are loved. You are very, very loved. As a matter of fact, the bottom of the stack, have I told you lately? You are very loved. And I'm not meaning like superficial, but they barely even know me. They have no idea, like blah, 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 blah. I don't mean that kind of crap. I mean your family or your friends, people, your chosen family, right? There are people in your life who love you more than you even realize. More than you even realize. And that's a part of your healing process, isn't it? Being able to recognize what unconditional love even looks like, how it feels, right? And you're being reminded that, okay, then it needs to start with you. Who are these people that you're so worried about hurting that you take the pain on yourself? Thank you so much for joining me, fam. It was a bit discombobulated. I did it on a whim because the kitties were being all cute and I wanted to share that shit. I appreciate the company either way. And always remember, I believe in you.